Hey there everyone, my name is Chrono and I am pleased to show you a new game here. I want to give kind of a quick run through of a demo of a new game here called Sea of Stars. It is a RPG that is being developed by Sabotage Studios. You might remember Sabotage Studios, they created The Messenger, really highly revered platformer, released on several platformers. Highly recommend it, great game. But yeah, they are working on their next game, and it is an RPG. I myself being a huge RPG fan, obviously a big, fan of things like classics like Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, all that. I've been very hyped about this game. It was announced on Kickstarter a little while ago. Did absolutely amazing, made its goal almost right away, and yeah, the result has been, the reception to it has been pretty spectacular. I am absolutely beyond hyped for this game. I've poured in quite a lot of money into it. I have a lot of faith in it. Really looking forward to it. They've kind of described it as an ode to games like, well, Chrono Trigger and some of the classics of old. And I can safely say that from what I've seen so far and what I've played so far, it really does seem to be shaping up to be just that. They actually released this demo for Kickstarter. For those who funded them enough on Kickstarter, they gained exclusive access to this demo. It's going to be available for about a month. Demo is not too long, just includes like 3 segments from the game, and we're going to run through it real quick here. So first thing we get to do is, of course, choose which character we would like to control the party. There's these are the 2 main characters, as far as I know, as far as we've been told. Zale and Valere, Children of the Solstice, they're called. Just to give a brief rundown of kind of the story that they've released so far. It takes place in this fantasy world, and these 2 children are kind of brought up to be warriors in their village. They grow up in their village, and children who are lucky enough are raised to become solstice warriors. They are basically imbued with the power of either the sun or the moon, and their goal, essentially, the reason they are basically trained to be these warriors and given these special powers, is to defeat an evil force known as the Fleshmancer. There's a lot more on it. You can find it on the Kickstarter, but that's like a basic gist of it. I won't go too much into it. Don't want to spoil anything or anything like that, but I'm going to choose Valere. She is my queen. And I'll give you a quick, just kind of rundown of all the mechanics, how the game works. I'd love to just showcase it and raise awareness. Hopefully more people can be aware of this game and give it the love that I think it deserves. I'm really pleased with this demo so far. Watcher's Island shore, at last. The village should be just beyond this jungle. Looks like it will be a bit of a climb, too. Let's be wary. The headmaster did mention the presence of monsters. The competent solstice warrior demonstrates acute awareness at all times. There is no deadlier foe than the one you underestimate. Ahaha. Huh? Yeah, basically this demo starts us off in this jungle area, said to be around the midpoint of the main game. It's been demofied, so to speak. Some things have certainly been cut out, but they do a really good job of keeping spoilers out so that you don't really know what exactly is happening. All we pretty much know is that they're trying to rescue someone, and we are about to be attacked. Well, looks like we're about to find out what this island has to throw at us. Let's go. Now we are in combat, and combat does take place on the same screen. There's no transition, no separate battlefield. It is full Chrono Trigger style, and I love it. I'll give a quick, basically a quick rundown of the combat here. So it is turn-based, not time-based, as far as I can tell. I mean, as far as we've been told. You have 2 skills at your disposal, at least in this demo, attack and skill. Pretty self-explanatory. Skills require skill points that you can see in the bottom left. Pretty standard stuff, and then attack. However, in full Mario RPG style, the game has timed hits. So you can either attack normally, or if I press the, in this case, the X button at the right timing, I get that extra little animation there where Valere actually does a backflip. I'll show you the I'll show you the regular one first, for Zale at least. Here's Zale's regular one. And then in a second here, I'll show you his timed one. And you also have to time defense as well. That's what it looks like when you don't time it. Here was what Valere's normal attack looks like if I don't time it right. And here, you remember what Zale's previous attack looked like, but if I do time it right, I get a tiny little extra animation telling me that I did it right, which, there you go. He kind of swings his weapon back. Pretty subtle, but I like it. And then, of course, if you time it right, time the action button correctly when they are attacking, you defend as well. That is the basic way of how normal attacking works. You, of course, do have skills as well. Valere has her Moonerang, which I have found to be the most probably useful ability in the demo. It's kind of overpowered, to be honest. I will show off the skills in a battle coming up. I do want to show off another element of the combat system in this battle, at least. Each time you hit an enemy, you probably have already seen, but they kind of generate these little white orbs around them. Every time you hit an enemy, this happens. Every time you hit them with a regular attack, this happens. They generate what are called mana particles. And at any point while you're controlling either character, you can hold down, in this case, the RT button, and you can actually draw in these mana particles. What they will do is not only give you an attack boost, but they'll do something else that I'll go into in a second here. So now when she attacks, she's going to do a hell of a lot of damage because I absorbed 2 mana particles. Boom. One-shot kill. Now we'll draw in one here. This should kill him. And it did. Cute little end of the battle animation there. Alright, so far so good. Let's be on our guard. This path has been abandoned for decades. There's no telling what we might find. Hang in there! Redacted for spoilers, we're coming! Yeah, that's kind of become a big meme among, like, the fans of this game so far. Anytime there's ever going to be anything that's heavily regarding the plot in this demo, they paste that giant redacted for spoilers in there. It's quite comical. It's pretty funny. So here we are in the jungle path. One thing that is really kind of stands out about Sea of Stars is the fact that compared to most, I would say, RPGs, there is a lot of freedom of movement. The game has full platforming, as you can see. I actually have to vault over things, climb up things, and as you might guess, it leads to a lot of exploration. One of the things I'm really excited about with the game. So you can explore around, find chests. In this case, I can find this boat. The crew will wait for us. They know we won't return until we find it. Who knows what that's hinting at, but you can just kind of explore all around. It's one of actually my favorite parts of the game, to be honest. I know it's an RPG, but one of my favorite parts about this 2D game is really just enjoying the environment. The game has absolutely amazing atmosphere. You can see the wind blowing the leaves on the trees, the grass. You can hear that amazing music. The music is composed by Eric W. Brown. He did the music for the Messenger as well. Kind of take it in for a sec. Really pretty, really lovely. So you can explore, find all sorts of things, including, right here, berries. I believe the game calls them rations, and what those berries do is, you saw that little meter go up. This is something else I really, really love about this game is, while it's definitely an ode to older RPGs like Chrono Trigger and stuff, it also kind of tries to take some new approaches, some more contemporary, better approaches in my opinion, to some standard RPG things. For example, the only way to heal in the game, aside from healing in battle, of course, is you actually create campfires in the wild. As you're adventuring around, you create campfires. And you can only create a campfire if that meter has at least one, if there's at least 1 meter full. You can see it right there at the top right of the screen, the little campfire symbol. So I actually have 3. The demo starts you off with 3. But yeah, that is the only way basically to heal in the game when you're running around, other than in combat. You have to actually collect like berries or rations around the world. There's all sorts of different foods you can find, and fill your campfire meter, and as long as you have 1, you can rest at a campfire. I'll show you that in a second. It's really, really lovely, but I'll show you that in a second. We do have another battle right here. So once again, time it right. I get her little backflip animation knowing I did it right. Draw in a mana particle here. And time right for block. That's the most basic like gist of like, oh here, there we go, perfect. This is actually going to be really helpful. I'm going to kill this bloke first real quick, just so I can showcase something else in a second here. Isn't the music incredible? It's so good. So unlike Mario RPG, or most Mario RPGs with the timed hits mechanic, where you can only block some moves, as far as I can tell, you can block any attack if timed right from an enemy. I blocked that thunder move. Usually like a magic attack, you would think like you just have to kind of get hit and take the full brunt. No. If you time it right, you actually can block and mitigate the damage from something like a thunder attack as well. And it will do less damage, and it's really one of my favorite things about this game is the timed hits mechanic, because every single action that you take or that the enemy takes, there's different timings to get the bonus effect on everything. It's not as simple as you might think. Some of them are like, some of the fun is actually trying to figure out the right timings for things. Unfortunately, that enemy cast a spell. So I did want to go over some of the other stuff. Of course, there are skills as well. So as you can see, Zale here has the skill Healing Lights, which will heal, self-explanatory, will heal any character. And then he also has Sunball here, which I am going to use. I can, of course, power it up with a mana particle, as we talked about before. And you generate those through normal attacks. And here's another kind of Mario RPG-esque thing. The game reminds me of Mario RPG more than anything, really. Watch this. Instead of it just being a normal attack, where he just fires the Sunball, it's one of those tap, 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 tap moves. Personally, I love that. I always love when they try to make like moves in RPGs more interactive. There's a lot of those. I'll showcase a couple more. Getting back to the exploration, there's a good amount of stuff to find, and it seems to reward you pretty well, which is a huge, like, hugely important thing to get right in an RPG, in my opinion. If exploration rewards you and if it's actually worth it. This cave is optional, for example. Oh, something else. Most RPGs have this now, but you can get into a normal attack where you can get into an attack where the enemy hits you first, and you can get a sneak attack, which not only does a couple extra damage right there, but generates 1 mana particle. So that's super cool. We like that. So let's power up Valaire's move. I'm going to use another one of her abilities here. I'm going to use the Moonerang. This is, as I said, probably the best move in the game I've found. Works differently than Zale's Fireball move, but it is, once again, based on timing. She throws a boomerang shaped like a Moonerang, at the enemy, and I actually have to time each volley full Zelda style to keep hitting him. And as long as I keep it up, I'm doing more and more damage. And of course, the more it goes, the faster it gets. That was one of the best ones I did, actually. Nice. And that might wipe him out. It did. Awesome. So let's see what we find. A moon shard. Moon shards. I'll go into that now. One thing you can do here is the way character progression works, as far as we know so far. There is standard leveling up, but you can also level up your equipment. Weapons and shields, for example. Or I guess that's supposed to be like, yeah, garb. it's supposed to basically be like the outfits they're wearing. And the way you upgrade these weapons and their garb is it's optional. You get to choose which one you want to upgrade, and they cost these shards, and you find these shards in the wild. So I just found a moon shard. Unfortunately, I do need one more to upgrade for her, but we'll find one, don't worry. Love enjoying this world. You can dive in, as I said, full like freedom of movement here. You can see a lot, you can do a lot. It's pretty wonderful. I'm gonna skip a couple fights because we don't need to fight everything. You definitely don't. Trust me, I'll get into that later. I don't know if I'll like find every item for this demo. I have done it, but I suppose I will. The Eye of Yomora, that is, again, pretty self-explanatory here, standard RPG stuff, but you do have an accessory slot as well. And they're not just stats, they're actually effects, which is awesome. The game starts you off with HP plus 50, health refills to 65% after combat, so kind of makes it a little bit easier for you. They make it a little easier for you at the start. They also give you an item that one might say makes it actually a little bit more difficult for you. Gambler's Earring, in which you actually lose 70% of your health, but it's very risk reward in that if you time your moves right, you not only do double the damage, but you block double the damage as well. So hugely risk reward. This game is very risk reward, something I personally love. So if you're into that, be excited. But we got the Eye of Yomora, which shows enemy weakness and HP. Pretty cool. Let's equip it. Why not? And more rations. You can always find stuff. I do have to say, I wish that you can't find like too much in this demo. Hopefully they've pulled some stuff back. I wish the jungle had a little bit more in it. And my guess is that they did like pull some stuff out for the demo just to, you know, keep the full experience more fresh. So I'm not too worried about that. But get a sneak attack. So if you remember that moon ring I used earlier, you can actually lobby it between more than one enemy. And I think it's random who you send it back at, but yeah. I didn't do too well there, but whatever. Let's get a sun particle, and ba-boom. Block their hit right. We level up! Hey! Beautiful level up music in this game. Love it. Raise some stats. And once again, in full Mario RPG style. I guess I'm realizing just how Mario RPG-esque this game is. You get to choose your bonus. We get magic defense, skill points, attack, or hit points. Now I find the demos like not that hard, so I just kind of go full beatdown to get through it quicker. So I just go physical attack. I mean, that could definitely change in the main game. The stats that you can level up, I think, are randomized too, and whatever you pick here will not appear again the next time, but then it will appear the third time, if that makes sense. I'm actually going to do a magic attack for Zale because I really like his fireball move. Why not? Alright, adventuring we will go. I love this. I love that you can dive in the water and they do little spins, kind of like Chrono Trigger. And guess what? The game has a few little environmental interactions too, because you have to raise this bridge, and I do expect full-on puzzles. There's kind of like a micro puzzle later. It's not difficult, but I think it's like a small indication of what's to come. So I'm excited about that. The jungle is beautiful. There are some mandatory fights, as you can see here. A lot of the fights are optional in this game, but there are some ones that pop out and you have to fight them no matter what. I'm gonna generate 2 mana particles. Yeah, that's right. I didn't suck in the mana particles right away because I want 2 now for this enemy. And ba-boom. Take in that atmosphere. I'm really, really enthralled by this game. Super, super excited. Love the environments, love the atmosphere, really enjoy the combat. I'm super excited. Every RPG has taught us that there is always something behind a waterfall. And hey, look at that. Kind of a micro puzzle here. You have to figure out how to get across. Little tiny stuff that like kind of indicates that we might be getting some, you know, much bigger puzzles down the line. Kind of cool. Redacted for spoilers. There you go. They're teasing us. That is very sabotage. Trust me, I've played the messenger and that is very sabotage. Notice the lighting change. Another one of my favorite things about this game. I'm gonna be saying that a lot apparently. Game features full dynamic lighting. The lighting changes as you play from day to night. I mean, in a game about the sun and the moon, you would hope so, right? I love this dusk lighting. This is one of my favorites. Hey, we got a campfire! Which I'm going to showcase here in about a second. Here's the save points, standard stuff. Platforming. Being that their last game was a platformer, it's not surprising, but still pretty cool that they have platforming in this. You normally don't expect that in an RPG. Alright, we are coming up on a boss battle here, so I'm going to heal up. And remember, the only way to heal up on the map is to have enough rations for a campfire. So let's see one of the best kind of going to sleep for the night RPG usages I've ever seen. It's adorable. Whenever you use a campfire, you get this cute little animation, and Zale and Valera are always doing like something different. It's really cute, like kind of getting to see all the little different things that they do. I hope the full game has a lot more of them. Really adorable. Alright, let's fight the boss. Let's see how I do. I've done this like 10 times. I'm going to imagine that I'll do terrible just because I'm recording it. So the prey comes to Watcher Island. Great, another acolyte. Won't you ever learn? We've been through this already. You can't have the redacted for spoilers. So you say, our temple is on the very island. We are much stronger here. We'll see about that. Yeah, make it count, you creep. Ha ha ha, your life ends now, children of the solstice. Hey, we got a boss battle! This boss theme is friggin' amazing. Alright, so this is going to give me a chance to showcase the other major part of combat. Combat might seem kind of simple so far, but trust me, it is not, and it is much cooler than it initially seems. So we'll throw in a few basic attacks here, time them right, get the bonus. I hope I do okay. We'll see. Now I could, this is like, remember when I said the game's really risk reward? I could draw in these mana particles and make my next move stronger, but instead I'm going to risk it and keep generating more before I suck them in. There's a reason for that. Remember when I said the timed hits mechanic is really cool here? Well, if you notice, he did 2 hits there, so I actually had to time each of those hits. So you can only imagine how like dynamic and weird it's gonna get, and I'm super excited for that. I had to time each hit, I had to time the block on each swing he made there. Here we go, the other major part of combat. If you notice, the enemies did this earlier, but the boss has basically generated these 3 squares above him. These are called locks. Some enemies, and almost, I think all bosses, do this. When they are about to cast a spell, one of their strongest attacks, you'll get a warning ahead of time in the form of these locks, and a little stopwatch icon that tells you how many turns it will be until they use that spell. You don't know what spell it's gonna be. I think different patterns correspond to different spells, so you can learn them over time. But those those locks, basically, I can do something about it. Those locks that each kind of have different symbols, depending on the symbol, if I dish out any attack to the boss that corresponds to that symbol, I break one of the locks. Each lock I break, the spell that he uses when the timer is up will be weaker. If I break all 3 locks, the spell is completely canceled. So in this case, we have 3 moons. It's actually kind of unlucky for me, but I can deal with it. So we have 3 moons, right? So obviously Valere is our girl here. We want to do moon damage. Her normal attacks do not do moon damage. However, her moonerang, as you can see in effects, does. So yeah, you've probably figured it out by now. We want to do 3 moonerangs to break all 3 locks, or at least get some. So let's try it. Broke 1, broke 2, broke 3. Now he will not do the spell that he was going to cast. And I'm gonna throw in extra damage to be mean. Cool. And since he's not casting a spell, I'm actually not going to waste those mana particles yet. I'm gonna generate more. Hey, there we go. And block, block. Boom, we're doing pretty well. Oh boy, we got another one. Okay. This is actually perfect for us. Here's the other thing you can do. So mana particles, when you absorb them, not only do they increase your damage, but they also imbue your attacks, your regular attacks, with the element of the corresponding character. So I could do a moonerang, but that would waste SP. Instead, I'm going to draw in a mana particle, and now Valere's glowing blue, so she will do not only a regular attack, but a moon attack, thus breaking 2 of his locks. Here we go. Boom. And since I took the extra time to generate more mana particles, Zale can do the exact same thing, and boom, he ain't casting the spell. Should probably heal soon, and I think I will. Now, for the final big thing about combat. I've already loved it so far, but this is probably my favorite thing in the whole combat system. Every time you break an enemy lock, I want to say it's break all their locks. Every time you break all of an enemy's locks and cancel a spell they're going to cast, you gain an AP point. In the demo, at least, you can have 3 AP points at once. You can see them in the bottom left of my screen. What AP points allow you to do, and this is when the game goes full Chrono Trigger, they allow you to turn normal attacks by pressing, well, in this case, triangle, into dual attacks. Both characters will join in for an attack. The character will use their move and the other character will help them out. In Zale's case, he could normally use Healing Light, but if I actually press triangle, Valere will join in, I will use an AP point, and it will turn into Mending Light, healing both characters. It can either be a single heal or a dual attack multi-heal. In this case, I'm okay because Zale hasn't lost any damage, so I'm not going to waste an AP point, but there you go. And just like all other attacks, the heal has to be timed right for the bonus effect. In this case, oh, I didn't get it, but it's at the top of the animation, the heal swirl. Okay, so we have to get a sun lock and a sword lock. Easy peasy. Let's switch to Zale. Ba-boom. No spell for you. I am going to actually, I think, because I have a mana particle already, so I think I'm actually going to risk it and show you the coolest move in the game so far, in my opinion. I'm going to use an AP point and turn the Moonerang into a Soonrang. So Zale's going to add some sun power to it. I'm going to risk it. Whatever. And now, look at that. How cool is that? What's cool too is it has different timing than the Moonerang. So you constantly have to be learning things in Sea of Stars. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I just wanted to show it off. Yeah, now I'm probably in trouble. I have 3 turns, though. I do have 3 turns to do this. Let's break 2 locks. Now we have 2 turns to break that last lock, which we should be able to do because we will generate mana particle here. And then ba-boom. No spell for him. You're not getting to see his spells. Maybe you won't, actually. He summons other enemies and he does a thunder attack. Or no, he heals himself. The enemies do, I think, the thunder attack, but you might not get to see him because I'm doing pretty well. Let's generate some particles because we haven't made any in a while. Or we're all out. Lock accordingly. You get the idea. Hopefully you've gotten it down by now. Hopefully I haven't done a shit job of explaining it. I often do. I am very giddy about this game, so sometimes it's like I'm trying to explain it and I'm just like bouncing my leg here with excitement. I'm gonna generate 3 mana particles because I can. You are not my dad. Hey, we need 2 moons. Can we do it? I think so. We're not only gonna do it, we're gonna actually take 2 particles, not 3, just in case. And that way we'll do even more damage. Hey, we broke it. 80, nice. Oh, he's tired now. That's another cool thing. The enemy's bosses, at least, will kind of give you an indication that they're low on health. Another one of those examples of kind of like taking old RPG stuff and like modernizing it, in my opinion, instead of you just kind of knowing he has low health or just like hitting them until they die and being like, oh, okay, I guess they were almost dead. You actually get to see them kind of tire out a little bit. Love it. I have AP, so I'm going to turn Healing Light into Mending Light, and we're going to heal up. Maybe I'll get the timing right. Let's see. Oh, I did! Oh, 69, okay. Oh, we need 2 attacks. I don't think I can do that, actually. It's possible there is a way. Every time this happens when there's only 1 turn, I'm like, I don't really know how to get this. Maybe other people do, but I'm like, no, that can't really be done, can it? So he's gonna do whatever he's gonna do. And boom, you get to see him cast his spell. Oh, great. I think since I broke one of them, he only summoned 1 enemy. Okay, sun. The sun move. Okay, actually, this might kill him. It did! Hey! I took the risk. And the boss is defeated. Okay. Grip a ration and head on to the second part of the demo of 3. This has to be it. Yeah, the headmaster wasn't kidding when he said the place was flooded. This game's so pretty. I guess that's the bell over there. Let's check it out. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, so I had to drink some water. Okay. Thought it would be bigger. Come on, hit it with the coral hammer. I want to see what happens. Hey, here we go. Oh, the villagers are out. I believe it's called... I actually forget the name of the village. Look, the village truly wasn't abandoned after all. There's hoping the Oracle of Tides will want to see us. Let's ask around. Let's do. I already have played the demo, so I know to do this, but there is a side quest in this area. We are in the village, though. It's beautiful. is where our heroes need to go, but I'm gonna pick up a side quest right here for a sec. Give you an idea of what the side quests are like.
Good day, adventurers. Might you help an old man out?
Maybe, what's the matter?
It's my 3 grandkids. They wanted to play hide and seek, and well, I simply cannot find them. They have a habit of hiding in random inner chambers, and as a member of older generations, I find myself quite unwilling to barge into another person's house. If you could find them for me, I would be forever grateful.
We will do that, but first we will dive into the water triumphantly. Hey! Welcome to Dokari Village, adventurers. It has been so long since we had visitors. Nice to meet you. We're looking for the Oracle of Tides. Why, of course you are. The temple is just up north where you rang the bell. That's where the Oracle resides. He's most likely communing with the waters at this time, but feel free to go in there and ask his apprentice. Let's explore a bit and find the grandchildren, shall we? So I said this a lot so far, but another cool thing about this game, underwater exploration. Yeah, full underwater exploration, and that is the thing. Like, they've said it on the Kickstarter. There's gonna be full like underwater stuff you can find in the main game. Some of us can wield the trident with relative efficiency. We are not a tribe of warriors. In exchange for protection, the Oracle of Tides provides information to
redacted for spoilers.
Hey, we found one of the kids. Oh wait, you're ruining my hiding spot. Hey, your grandpa asked us to find you. Really? But I wanted to play with him. I think you got a little too good at hiding. He gives up. Ha, I'm the best.
Sure, kid.
This place kind of gives me a slight kind of Donkey Kong Country vibe, but also like Kingdom of Zeal vibe, kind of. I like the design in these guys. Our tribe comes from the deep blue, far below the ocean floor. As aquatic nomads, we follow the guidance of the Oracle of Tides for generations, establishing encampments ever closer to the surface. As you can see, we eventually made it to the Promised Land. After Dokari Village was founded, we abandoned our nomadic way of life. Lots of dialogue. We are definitely playing an RPG. Woohoo! You can't find anything underwater, like, you can't find like an item underwater in the demo as far as I know, but they have said that you will be able to like find underwater stuff. Hey. They do hint at it actually in a second here. Did redacted for spoilers send you? Yes, so you truly have met before? Of course, please say hi for me. Dokari prefer to remain in their inner chambers most of the time. As a tribe, we learn not to take offense at such behavior, and to celebrate each community member's freedom to engage and associate to the extent they desire. Uh-huh. Yahoo! So, remember when I said they're hinting at some stuff? Look at this. Full-on gate that you cannot open underwater. Very interesting. But let's go up and find another grandchild. You're solstice warriors, aren't you? Yep, it's true. You can hide. Is it true you can run and turn into balls of light and fly around the world? Ah, I wish. 2 of the 3 grandchildren. Hey, who are you? We're here on behalf of your grandpa. Oh, so he sent you? Yes, about time. I was getting bored. Well, I win. Good for you, kitty. Good for you. Platforming kind of like offers some interesting speedrun techniques. I mean, I'm not a speedrunner, but it's kind of interesting because you can find like areas where you can jump off like earlier to like save some time. Hey, your grandpa sent us to find you. He gives up. Oh, he's getting more and more tired every day. That's no fun. Guess I win. I love hanging out here. There's something about diving into the water and climbing back, but only to dive in again that never loses its appeal. It's like an endless vacation. It doesn't beat fresh water, but fresh air isn't bad. Let's see if that guy's right. He is right. Nothing beats that. Wow. We found all 3 grandchildren. Yay! Let's go. Again, I kind of have done it before, so I like knew what to do real quick, but we're gonna get a sweet ass item.
You have my thanks. I do love my little fellas, but they can be quite a strain on these old knees. Here, this relic was given to me by my previous generation of solstice warriors such as yourselves. Make good use of it.
Yay! A moon shard! And look at that, we have 2 moon shards. So I can upgrade a piece of my equipment. I'm gonna pick the weapon. There we go. We stronger. Now, let's go see the Oracle of Tides. Why we came. But first, an item. Oops! But first, Katie's an idiot. A loosened shard. Initiating combat with a sneak attack creates double the boost charges. That is pretty darn good. That is very, very good. Welcome to our temple, Solstice Warriors. I suppose you seek an audience with the Oracle of Tides. Yes, we were told he could offer guidance on our quest to find the Redacted for spoilers. The Redacted for spoilers? Are you aware of the dangers you will find and the evil that will be unleashed if you fail? Such a situation is not for me to judge anyhow. The Oracle of Tides is currently meditating and is not to be disturbed. You will have an audience after nightfall. Feel free to climb the western cliff and use the campfire site there. It has quite a view. Thank you. We'll return after dark. Remember when I said this game has amazing atmosphere? Well, it kind of knows it too and kind of shows off a little, and I kind of love it. Like the scene coming up right here where they're like, yeah, we know our game's pretty. With a view like this, I sure don't mind taking a break. Look at that dynamic lighting. I'm so excited for this game. I could get lost in this world. I'm hoping it's a long game. Can't wait to discover everything about this world. Alright, the Oracle of Tides should be ready to see us now. Alright. Let's go see our boy. The Oracle of Tides is ready to see you. His inner chamber is below this temple. Here. This next scene has quite a bit of dialogue. I might not be able to read it all. Because my throat is tired. Another gate! Holy moly, look at the teasing. Look at the teasing. They know. Alright. Oracle of Tides. Love this scene. Listen to this music. Greetings, Oracle. We are in a hurry. One of our companions has been captured by— Redacted for spoilers. Troubling news, indeed. Redacted for spoilers. Could it truly be? Wait, didn't you know already? We seek to retrieve the Redacted for spoilers. That's the plan. And it's a foolish request, apparently. Hey, we got a dungeon. We're teasing a dungeon. We're prepared, we hope. Enter Torment Peak, you will need these special powers of yours. You mean controlling the time of the day? Precisely, a safety measure to ensure only adventurers capable of dealing with the evil that lurks within could open its entrance. You will know what to do. Godspeed and be safe out there. Controlling the time of day? Surely not. What? Is he for real? Let's find out. I do hope I've explained the battle system and most of it really well. Alright, world map, here we come. Kind of reminds me of Chrono Trigger. They do tease some other areas I can go to. In the full game, not here. I definitely can't go here. Check out that giant statue too. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to discover everything they have planned. Torment Peak. Here is our final destination, part 3. So this is the sealed entrance to Torment Peak. Headmaster said there would be 2 statues to push into place, but I see nothing. Maybe it has to do with this device. The Oracle did mention we would have to use our powers. Oops, just skip that line. Let's change the time of day and see what happens. That's right, everybody. We get full control of the time of day, at least in the demo. Maybe you get it halfway then through the main game, because this is supposed to be halfway. We can now change the time of day to solve this very easy puzzle. Not only does basically changing the time of day allow you to change the lighting if you want and kind of enjoy areas that you really love basking in, but in different times of day, but it also helps you solve puzzles like this one. Ah, and so it is that Valere and Zale reopen the way to the infamous Torment Peak. Surely you mean Zale and Valere, not Valere and Zale, right? Oh, will Zale be going first then? Well, yeah, to be honest, I'm nerved as well. Woo, that's hard to say. Do you think the Fleshmancer truly left his mark here? With just the 2 of us? We absolutely need the redactor for spoilers. I'm sorry, that joke's not funny anymore. My version of it isn't funny anymore. You know, we're way past that. How bad could it really be? Bad enough to seal a mountain and run? Please stay close to me in there. I'll be counting on you too. Let's go. Uh-huh. Torment Peak. Guess what? We're not doing it yet. I'll show you why. There's some rations here too. We don't need them technically, but they're there. We are gonna do some good old-fashioned Metroid style backtracking because yes, this game is so awesome that it also has backtracking. I love backtracking. Yeah, pretty much like everything I love to see in games, this game has so far. So, you know, I'm pretty excited. Back to the jungle path, yay! Back to awesome music. Well, everything is awesome music, but let's actually jump down from here. That'll be fun, right? Whee! Going downstream. Whoa! So why did I do it, you ask? Once again, I said you can change the time of day now at will. Enjoy the jungle with whatever lighting you'd like, but also I overshot that. I really overshot that. Oh well, it's fine. We get to enjoy more environment. I could have gotten there faster, but I decided to jump in the water because I like water. Okie dokie. Do you remember this giant moon statue, or face with a moon on top of it that we encountered? Well, it's not just decoration. You can see it has a moon symbol on it, and whoa, check this guy out. And look at that rune. Probably only lights up while the moon is out. Hint, hint. We really need to reach the village fast. Yeah, let's come back later. I did it out of order, so... What happens if we change it to night? Oh my god! We get a mandatory fight! Yay! Let's use her new damage. Hey, she went from like 9 to 24 now. Because of that upgrade. Block. He's dead. He's dead. He's so dead. 74.
Look it.
Alright. What did we find? We found platforming. Yay! No, I'm kidding. What did we find? Oh, notice something else? The music changes depending on, they've said this is the case for every theme in the game. There's a night version and a day version for every theme. I love the night version of the jungle theme. But we did all that to get a sun shard. So now Zale can join the party. Upgraded weapon. My favorite look to this game so far is everything at night. I love the way everything glows. Look at the water. It's so beautiful. Oh, I could get lost in this. That's like my favorite thing in games is atmosphere. Like if a game's level can really like pull me in. Oh, it's doing its job. Look at the blue glow on the water. I just love it so much. But back to Torment Peak we go. I think the overworld does not have a different theme for night. Can't tell, but I don't think it does. I think the village does. They've said pretty much every theme well, so. Outrun it! Outrun the water receding! Oh. Alright! Dungeon, part 3 and the final part of the demo. Here we go. A taste of what dungeons are going to be like in the game. And kind of a pleasant surprise in my opinion, because this game gets kind of dark, at least like aesthetically for sure. Which I'm surprised by. Happily surprised by. It gets a little twisted. Did you see that? Came pretty fast. And ugly. Do you think... Could it be the Fleshmancer? Oh my god. Did we find him? So we can actually use that item that we equipped earlier at the very beginning of the game, the Eye of Yomora, to determine this enemy's weakness. This was the first time I noticed it. If we pan over the enemy, we see it's weak to fire. So let's generate a mana particle for Zale so that he can do some extra damage, but also a sunball. And I increased his magic earlier too, so. Hey, 104. He's dead. I didn't need to say that for you to know that. There's our answer, I guess. Bits and pieces put together. That was no regular monster. Fleshmancer minion for sure. Seems the mountain wasn't sealed for nothing. Yeah, I bet there's more where that came from. Stay vigilant. The enemies in this dungeon are from the Fleshmancer. They are weird and wonderful. Twisted. Oh, there's that guy. We ain't fighting him. We can. We'd be fine, but... And don't worry, we will still be fighting. Go this way. And we... Hey! And now let's go back. These are now activated, so we're gonna go get an optional item. actually. I can skip this, I think. Yeah, there it is. Example of kind of using platforming to speedrun. Oh, it's a trap. It's a trap. Let's just do more mana particles, I guess. Block. Block. Oof. We're doing a decent amount. But I have this. They're very far away from me, so I'm getting like a lot more time. There we go. Level up! I am going to do skill points because I love the skills in this game. That's a good reason. And for him, I'm gonna do physical attacks because I never did that before. In the main game, I might run it differently, but I think this is Sun Shard. Yeah, Sun Shard. Unfortunately, I don't have enough yet for another upgrade, but I won't get one in the demo. Almost got every item in the demo. Okay. Light the way. There's a lot of enemy variety in this game. It's really cool. I'm gonna show you right here. So for example, the top enemies, I believe you can only hurt them with skills. You can only hurt them with element power, basically. So if I use a Moonerang and I hit at least each of them once, it should wipe them out. You only need to hit them, I think, with one element attack. And that's how those guys work. They are not susceptible to normal attacks. So they should be dead now. I actually might kill all of them. I'll explain how yeah, okay, I did. I'll actually explain how that other one works if I encounter another one, which I should. When you're in the end of the first room. Okay, I'll explain how these. As far as I know, I can't exactly remember how these guys work. Let's try and let's break the lock first of all. Oh yeah, okay, so we do 0 damage to it. It has an ability called a flesh shield, which I think like absorbs all damage for at least one hit. I can't exactly remember if that's what it is. I know regular attacks will not hurt it, but element attacks should. If I draw this in, it should hurt him. No, I guess not because he had the flesh shield. I'm gonna guess that's why. I never quite figured these guys out. Let's see if it does work without him having the flesh shield. It does. Hey, okay, cool. So he only absorbed that damage because of the flesh shield. And there we go. Element attacks are the only way you can hurt them. Pick up some rations. We have a door we can't open, but with 2 seals on each side. Gee, I wonder how that works. Their animations are so cute. I love the running, especially. Like Valere in particular looks so cute to me when she's running. They're running with like kids on a mission. They got places to be. We're skipping the vines because we're cool. We don't play like that. Hey, there we go. And the other one. Won't be too much longer now. We're almost at our destination. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some puzzles. I'm hoping they get pretty complicated. Certainly wouldn't be surprised. Sabotage Studio, they are darn good. And you can actually join their Discord server. They're super nice, super helpful, super communicative. It's been a joy being a part of their community. I'm so excited about this game. shot every time I save. Okay. I'm going to try to wipe this guy out first because I don't want him to use his flesh shield. Hey, I did it. But now that one's gonna get it. Oh, well, I had to take out one of them. I knew I didn't want to attack the left one. Oh, he actually gave it to the other enemy. That's interesting. Okay. I should wipe him out. Cool, cool, cool. I think this should at least destroy one of his flesh shields. Yeah, it did. So now that should kill him. Hey, there we go. Go down here. Or an item, a secret item, secret cave. Oh gosh, I actually might be in trouble. I haven't healed. I didn't use a campfire. So we have an enemy that dies in one hit from a regular, whatchamacallit, from element hits. We have 2 of those actually, so we can wipe out 2 of them right away. And the third enemy is weak to fire. That's at least absolutely gonna kill 2 of these guys. Now, hopefully, this will do a decent amount of damage too. Yeah, it's good. Now, this should kill him, especially since I'm imbuing it with fire. Okay. And level up. Alright. I'm definitely healing now because I am not effing around. I cannot screw around now. Enchanted Chain Link. Last accessory in the demo. Start combat with AP1 +1 available. Really good. So we can do like a multi-heal like right away. That's pretty darn good. If we wanted to, we could. Or a Soon Ring, whatever. We're gonna rest. And we get another cute little animation. Aww. Fully healed. We can't go there yet because we have to activate it. Activate it in here. Probably the office fight, I guess, right here. So we have 2, or no, we have 1 that will die in 1 hit, and 2 other ones that will take, it'll take elemental damage. So if we use this, it should wipe out most of them. Actually, if we use a Soon Ring too, it'll add fire damage. So if I do really well here, I might be in good shape. There we go, and 43 to boot. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's one of those games where if you play, I mean, this is gonna sound dumb, but if you play well, you're gonna have an easy time. But it's like really like if you actually master like what you're doing, the game is heavily strategic. That's kind of their goal with it. And it really is one of those games where if like you really take the time to learn it and think about it and think strategically, you're gonna have a way easier time and you're gonna be able to wipe the floor with some enemies. Which to me is the mark of a really good game. So, you know, they've said that there's basically no grinding in the game. One thing that's kind of really interesting is when you kill enemies in the game, they stay dead. So if you backtrack, you don't have to refight enemies. So there's no grinding. You can, I mean, the only grinding really is in the sense that if I want to fight every enemy along the way, or however many enemies you want to fight along the way is how much you're grinding, basically. I hate grinding, so I'm really happy about that. I think it's a really interesting approach. I'm excited. think we just got the last item of the demo, by the way. Because we are very close to the end. Oh my god! Zale? Yes. Are you seeing a bunch of little furry butts? I am. Are we going crazy? Oh. Hello, ma'am. Wow, you two look so healthy. Is that a sword? Hi, you're like this other guy. He could shoot tiny little suns. He said he'd have our mom, but then he... I'm not doing a different voice for each of them. I'll never remember. Oh god, I'll never remember. Can we keep one? Oh, their mom's down below. We love her so much. She says we can't go and see her because it's too dangerous. We just stare at her from up here. She's so pretty. We used to run around the island. I miss the clouds. Do clouds still exist? Valera, are you picking up what I'm picking up? The gorilla matriarch is still alive? Running around the island, that certainly sounds like her cubs. Why wasn't this reported after sealing the mountain? Hey, it's rude to just talk between yourselves. Don't do this. We will help your mother. Really? That would be so cool. We could go back inside. Or maybe they'll never return like our siblings. I think they were eaten by the monster. I think they found a nicer room and don't want to share. I love that line. We will return, you have our word. I still can't believe it. All the divine spirits were thought to be extinct. Go and find out. So yeah, some really interesting lore going on in this game's world. It's like a giant gorilla matriarch. And we're about to see. What, you don't believe me? Gorilla matriarch! You're alive! Look at that. Isn't that twisted? I love it.
You should not have come. The evil of this place is too abominable to confront, even for children of the solstice.
What happened to you?
I was subjected to the Fleshmancer's final affront to this world. Before leaving, he placed a seed of evil in the depths of this mountain and bound me here.
I don't know if that would be the voice of a giant female gorilla, but I'm rolling with it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like the Tarzan gorilla mom.
As their innocent minds are so easily controlled, my pleas always remain unheard.
And I'd imagine she's very old. What a terrible fate. How did we know about this? How did we not know about this? Surely those who came before us would have at least reported on a dweller.
It is due to the curse on this place. Memories formed within the mountain belong to it forever.
So if we leave,
you will not remember me or anything you have learned here. Only a crippling sense of dread will remain, from which Torment Peak got its name, enough to ensure you would never return. There is nothing you can do. Please go.
So we either face a dweller alone or abandon you to this fate? That's not fair.
At least to the outside world, you can offer some protection to others. Remember, you are bound by duty not to sacrifice your lives in vain.
I should like, I'm just doing voices. I should be trying to like act it out too. Sorry. So what? We just leave you here?
Your responsibility in this situation is toward the bigger picture. You must avoid giving into impulsivity.
She's right. Damn you, Fleshmancer! Gorilla Matriarch, please. There must be something we can do for you before we go. Anything, please!
A new decade has turned today. You arrived just moments after another one of my cubs ventured deep into the mountain. Heal his spirit still. He hasn't yet reached the dweller.
Consider it done. Yeah, we'll rescue him.
It would bring me some measure of peace until the next strike at least. But you must be careful should you come across Bella, you must run away. Understood.
Hang in there, matriarch. Let's go save the cub! Oh, I have a feeling this is gonna be really easy. Remember when I said this game gets kind of dark and twisted? Look at this! I kind of love it. Okay. Here we go. Let's save the cub. There's the cub! Hey there, little guy. I want to see my mom. Come, we will take you to her. I feel she is the way. Think you lie. Please, come with us. We talked to her and she's very worried. Why do you lie? I want to see my mom. Leave me alone. Wait! Oh boy. We're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. This is bad. Blair? Whatever comes out of that pit, we are protecting the cub. Right on! Or it would probably be something more like, right on. Oh, baby! All right. They give us a little tease here, kind of just how ridiculous these boss battles are gonna get. Thus far, we fought like maybe a boss with like a maximum of like 4 locks. Well, now we've got 10. And some of those symbols, I'm not even entirely sure what the star is. I know I've seen other ones in my run-throughs of like something that looks like poison too. You can see just how ridiculous some of these locks will get. I do wanna, yeah, this boss looks pretty ferocious. It looks pretty ridiculous, and it's quite a tease. So let's fight it, shall we? All right, first hit, and nah, they did the thing. So that's Sea of Stars, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed what you saw. This is like my first kind of let's play of anything, really. I just really want to show off this game. I want more people to know about it. I love it. It's wonderful. Cannot wait for the full release, scheduled to come out 2022. You can, again, join their Discord. You can support the game on BackerKit. If there is anything else you want to know or see, go ahead and ask me any questions. I've been trying to learn as much about the game as I can. Hope y'all enjoyed. Have a good one.